Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back,
Wow, you
everybody.
guys.
Wow, he's right.
It's another mono channel Zoom episode brought to you by Rosebud and Andy, courtesy and sponsored by Hurricane Henri. It's really great.
I hate that they made him French. I really just don't like that. It feels snobby to me.
I know. I felt like I'm going to die. It also
feels like an attack. It feels like an attack by the French.
Yeah. I mean, I think they're definitely guilty. Or the Haitians, any Francophone country.
French let's not go after Haiti right now,
But see that's your bias. You don't think they're strong enough to send a hurricane to us with their voodoo, but they have that.
I do. I just don't want to upset them.
I see. You could get the whole Haitian community in New York outside the apartment.
Real riled up.
Yeah. So is the water up to our apartment window yet?
No, but it's getting there. Because of this pussy.
Whoa. Okay.
What? Okay. Oh my God, we're starting off hot.
We're starting off fiery.
Yeah, this is better than our last Zoom episode already. I'm going to say that.
Yeah, our last Zoom episode, I think we both had taken a few Valium, some Kava. I was on laughing gas. You had banged your head against the table until you only could smell salt.
Which is how I wake up every day. But today it worked. We have a couple of announcements before we get into it. Should we handle that? Should we handle our business?
Sure. Do you want me to go first or you?
Yeah, you go first. Lady first.
Well, enough of that. I would like to introduce our new patrons to the pod. I would like to introduce all the new beaches. You guys, welcome to the pod. We got a bunch. So just going to go down the list. We have Menachem Hauser. Welcome to the beach, Menachem. Menachem
Hauser.
Menachem out.
That's good rhythm to that name. I like that. Sorry, keep going.
I like it a lot. Bill B just upgraded to Mahalo. Shout out Bill B.
Burr. Wow,
that's crazy. Bill Burr,
patron member.
You should be a VIB. I kind of know what you make. William Breitenbach. I think I'm saying that right. Welcome to the beach. Amanda Gertel, grab a Mai Tai or whatever kind of light beer you like. I mean, we got all sorts of options.
We got White Claws.
Yeah, we got Claws. We got Trulies. We got some weird kind of like, I think it's like, honestly, I think it's Canadian via China. I think it's not healthy. It's not FDA approved. That's for sure.
It's actually just a vaccine for some sort of disease that actually no longer exists. So in liquid form.
Yeah. You won't get mumps or rubella, but you might also not be able to like hear kind of like certain octaves for a while. Yeah. I think I just said Amanda Gertel, but that's where I left off. Julia Calderon, welcome to the beach. Shout out Julia Calderon. Lucy Goodrich. I know Lucy from Instagram. I feel like I'm interacting with Lucy. I think she's been a long time supporter of the arts. And then just to throw this out there, just an amendment. I would like to go back and I guess Patrick Love I See. You were right, babe. That was the way you say his name. So I have to kind of eat that crow. And
how does
Ashley
it feel?
Brown. It feels good. I was also going to say Ashley Brown upgraded to Mahalo as well. You know what? Honestly, the only kind of growth that I'll ever have is through pain and fault. And so I have to accept that. I have to enjoy the evolution. It's just scabs that eventually turn to dead skin and they flake off. And right below it's that shiny, weaker skin,
I like that. That's beautiful. Yeah. So redemptive. Welcome to our new Patreon members. If you are not a Patreon member, you are missing out. You guys need to head over to www.patreon.com/findyourbeach and you need to subscribe. Okay. You need another episode of this a week. All right. We are starting. First of all, I really love what's happening with the childhood shame stories. I think we got to keep that going. And I think I want it to be a Patreon only thing because it's just so juicy and so funny. And we've had a lot of fun reading your guys's, and some of them are so fucking gross and hilarious. And so keep sending those in along with your bad advice questions. Our bad advice, our bad advice number is 917-540-8395. If you want some bad advice, text us that. And by the way, if you can't be a Patreon member, head over to iTunes. Leave us a goddamn review. Okay. We got some reviews. You guys, we had a big bump a couple weeks ago. We had a bunch of reviews coming in. And I'm going to be honest, you guys, you've plateaued. And it's not okay. It's we got to get your acts together. Get over to iTunes. Leave us a review. It makes a big difference to us. It makes a big difference for the podcast, and it
makes a big difference to us too. It makes a big difference.
Yeah, we dig it. I hate myself. Okay, so I think that's all of the announcements that we have.
I think people should do that. People should also do that thing where if they're on a family trip, they make everybody at their family trip do a review, even if they've never listened to the podcast, even if they're just in obscurity. Yes. I think that shows Big a lot Pete. Of effort.
Everybody in Big Pete's family left us a review. One of them plugged their own podcast in the review. And I mean, I can't get enough of it. That was the funniest thing I've seen in quite some time. So get your whole fucking family to review it. Kelsey, you know who we're talking to. We've met your whole family. They know us. Have them leave us a review. And also the rest of you.
I saw Kelsey this week. Kelsey came out to one of my shows and she brought a group of they looked and they had the vibe of attractive, cool Christians, like boys and
Love
girls.
It. Hillsong vibes.
Yeah, it was a super Hillsong vibe. They were all like sexy and cool. And I didn't want to have sex with them because I only want to have sex with you for the rest of my life. But I wanted to watch them have sex. I wanted to watch them have sex. In
a Christian way.
Yeah, in a Christian way. They were all attractive and they were great laughers.
Kelsey, I apologize for my husband and also to myself. Yeah, I'm also sorry to you, Rosebud, and your inner child. So you've been out there on the West Coast, apparently just horned up, middle of the summer.
I am so horned up. I mean, I was really bummed last night that I couldn't get on a plane. It was like a hard decision not to try to fly through a hurricane.
I know. I got a call from your mom saying how much you wanted to come home to me.
Really?
I mean, she didn't say anything about how horny you are, but I'm sure you guys talked about that.
She knew. She knows. We tell her to talk about everything.
Okay. Well, yeah. So, and I can see you're in a hotel room. Everything, it seems like it's covered in cum. I mean,
that came with the hotel room.
That's a sticky doorknob right there behind you.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, my hope for you is that you get out of your own filth and get on a plane and get over here, and stop hitting on our podcast listeners.
I'm not hitting on our podcast listeners. I was just trying to say, I think you would have.
You were trying to say respectfully that you wanted to watch them fuck.
I didn't want to watch Kelsey. I wanted to watch her friends.
Okay.
So different.
That's also kind of hurtful, in another way.
Kelsey's like our family. I'm not trying to watch her. I'm trying to watch her friends. And I just meant that in a supportive way. I don't actually want to do that. I'm not a pervert. I'm horned up for my wife. I'm like an oath keeper, like a promise keeper, whatever that. Oath keepers, I think, are white nationalists. Promise keepers are Christians that cry about how much they love their wife. And I'm that.
Well, that's a very big distinction. So that's good that you made that clear. Um, so Andy, how did your album recording go? How did your special taping go?
It was really fun. The lead up to it was great. I saw a couple beaches there. I had some good friends in town. Kevin Kamiya opened. I got to know the MC is a woman named Emily Van Dyke. She's super hilarious. She's also 8 months pregnant, which was impressive that she was hosting.
Nice. Wow.
I will say, full disclosure, that Delta was a little bit of a kick in the balls because, masks were back on and numbers weren't bad, but there was like a lot of climbing. No, like numbers for the show. I could care less about the people actually suffering from the virus. No, it was more like, like 15 to 20 tickets of every show were no shows. Yeah. People had bought tickets and then they just wouldn't come to the show. Okay.
But the shows themselves were great.
Yeah, they were really fun. And, I filmed them and recorded them. And I had some like really kind of like fun. I think I got some cool moments because I recorded 4. So I had like one show where there was like a supportive heckler, if you know what I mean. I think there needs to be a term
I know exactly
for that.
What you're talking about. Yeah. The helpers.
Yeah, he was a helper. I called him a hype man. And just also some other it was fun. I had a blast. I liked my hour. I kind of did a different set every night, but I don't really know what it looks like. So I'm excited to see what it looks like. I'm excited to see how the just the artistry with which I made my hairline look natural, how that turns out on camera. Yeah. There's all sorts of surprises waiting.
I'm really excited to see it.
Now
you got your mojo back.
Yes, my mojo was in full force. It was nice. I
saw you doing an arabesque on stage.
Yeah, that was
you were doing a full. Yeah, that was beautiful.
Well, people have always known that I have a dancer's physique.
And, yeah.
Kind of. I really wanted to be in the ballet when I was a kid. And my mom was like, it was the same reason. She gave the same excuse for why I couldn't be in choir. She was like, you're already kind of questionable and I don't think you're gay. So I'm going to make this easier on you by not letting you do these feminine sports.
Which is a very 90s decision.
Yeah, it was like you're already going to get bullied. So let's just nip that in the butt right now and just
There was a period of time where I was only dressing in boys' clothes, and my dad was like, "We're not letting her do that."
I'm surprised your name isn't like Scout. Your name's Scout, and you have pictures of you in a dress with a base. True.
My name's Rosebud. It's not better. It's not like an improvement from Scout. But I was called Bud. I had a bowl haircut and I was dressing in all boys' clothes. And I was like a circle-shaped human.
Jury's still out. Jury's still out on where this is going to go.
I guess what I'm saying is I'm transitioning. And I hope you'll support me.
I do want to say that I recorded my special album, visual album, but
visual album, yeah,
just like Beyonce. This is Andy Haynes' Lemonade. That's actually what I'm going to call it. But you had a special come out on Comedy Central with a billboard. A lot of famous people were like, go watch Rosebud. Lots of good things. Yeah. You did some podcasts. How are you feeling?
I feel great. I feel like I watched my own funeral, honestly. I feel like, whoa, that was like the greatest day. I felt so good. And I just stayed in the house and I just didn't leave because I was in such a good mood that I was like, if I leave, someone's going to ruin it. So I stayed inside. I went to go see my billboard by myself with Mouse. And we just sat on the corner waiting to see ourselves. Like basically me waiting to see myself. And Mouse was traumatized the whole time. She was like, Times Square is not for her. She's not into it. I was like, seeing that was the fucking craziest. I'm going to remember that moment for the rest of my life. That was like crazy. Because I remembered like being like just moving to New York and walking around Times Square and looking at the billboards and like thinking about having my own billboard, and it just like not even being like anywhere close to something I could imagine in reality. And then just having it and like seeing it and being like, holy shit, I fucking did it. Like I was so proud of myself. I really was. I mean, I wish I could make this funny, but I really felt like, and this is part of the reason I didn't leave the house that day, is I was like, I feel so sentimental that I'm gonna get hurt if I leave. like I feel so genuinely happy and proud of myself that I know if I run into someone I know, they're gonna ruin it. Like, I'm not gonna be able to say anything that's not heartfelt, and it's gonna bite me in the ass. So, but I have to tell you, there was a comment on my special that I was like, I have to read this on the podcast because it's so funny. Like somebody left this really mean comment, and then somebody came to my defense, and what they said was even funnier. And I just wanted to read it. Hang on. I gotta find the special. Fuck.
Well, I could read a comment while you're looking it up.
Okay.
I did get one comment from one of our listeners. He's a pretty active one. But he wrote, this is Steve Burnstill, and he wrote, wow, that nightmare audio was sad, touching, and thank you for the candor and vulnerability, Rosie. I think this is probably from our last Zoom. I can't remember when this.
Wait. Sorry. Go back like 2 sentences.
Wow, that nightmare audio was sad / touching, and thank you for the candor and vulnerability, Rosie. By the way, I think Andy gets full credit for dealing with Rosie's success.
I saw that. By
comic standards, he's her biggest fan. Usually all comics secretly or not resent anyone else's success. So you can tell how much he loves her. Sorry, my projections here, but it's no picnic sometimes being in love with a stupid, beautiful woman who's smart, funny, and public.
A stupid, beautiful woman?
Yeah. Andy is king in the supportive hubby department, I think.
You know what? I'm going to disagree that I'm a stupid, beautiful woman.
I'm also going to disagree that I'm king in it.
Oh, wait. He meant stupid, beautiful, like really beautiful. I'm an idiot. Okay. Yeah. I am stupid.
He wasn't calling you a stupid person.
I'm also a stupid person. But I agree. And you know what? It's my turn to say I was wrong, because I was thinking about that. That comment actually like made me think for a while, because I was like, maybe I have issues with being successful. Like maybe I'm the one projecting shit, and I need to like not feel guilty or bad. And I'm putting it on Andy, but it's really just me, you know?
Wow. This is growth.
Yeah, it is growth.
Because you thought I coveted your success, I think, for a while.
No, I didn't feel like that. I felt like I didn't feel like you coveted it. I felt like you resented me for it, for whatever reason. But it's like, I think what it is, and I hate to do this because I know it's very easy to say like, as a woman, blah, blah, blah. But I think that you're kind of taught not to be proud. It's okay to be good at something. It's just not okay to be proud of it if you're a woman. So I think
you're right. And I think that's why I have that same attribute, because I was raised by women and they taught me their womanly ways, which was to be demure and never. I mean, look at my mom. My mom will like make like the most amazing meal in the world, and then she'll be like, if you guys just want to light matches and put them out on my forehead, I get it. I just honestly, if you guys just want to kick me down a hill, I understand.
Yeah. I can't find this. I'm seeing a lot of other mean comments, but these are there's so many. It's crazy how many people write like, finally a funny woman, and I'm like, it's not a compliment. Like, it's
also
not.
I haven't looked at your comments. I don't really look at comments on anything because I
oh, here it is. I found it.
Okay.
I found it. It says, this was so boring. All girls can try all girls can try joke about is sex. And then somebody wrote, you didn't watch the whole set. She talked about sex for like 5 minutes, but it was kind of boring. Thanks. I'm like, why you didn't have to, what the fuck?
Yeah, that's good.
I mean, Jesus Christ, with the fucking, hit me with the fucking hook at the end there. Just
it was not
dunked on
boring.
me.
It was great, but it was funny. It's weird. You could have, I mean, I bet you our favorite comedy specials, if you go to their YouTubes, there's going to be somebody who like writes like, meh, like, you know, the greatest.
Yeah. I mean, listen, I'm not disappointed by the comment section. Like, in terms of the ratio of good to bad, you know, I'm like, especially as a woman, I'm like, oh, this isn't that bad. Like, I'm like, okay, people are not being horrible. Like the people that are upset about it, they're just like, this is not funny. You know what I mean? And they don't say anything to like back that up. They just go, this isn't funny. But everybody else is like saying exactly what they loved about it. So I'm just, and there's more of them. So I'm like, that feels good, at least.
And also,
and I know people are like, don't read the comments. Well, yeah. I mean, I never really know about that. I'm always just like, I hope that that's true.
It's honestly, it's maddening because everybody loves you. And, I know you, and I'm like, you haven't seen her. You haven't seen her plan for a trip. You know, you haven't seen her on the way to the airport. You wouldn't call her the best if you had to run 2 errands with her.
Yeah.
But no, I'm very proud of you, and I don't have any shame in like saying I'm your biggest fan.
No, I feel the same way. I was talking about you the other night at the Cellar, with Will Sylvance, and he was like, "Where's Andy?" And I was like, "Oh, he's out in San Francisco. He's doing his special right now." And he was like, "Oh, that's so great." He's like, "That guy fucking kills." And I was like, "He does." Like, I was thinking about like every single time you get on stage and you try a new joke, it's a perfect finished new joke, and it crushes, and it's infuriating. Like, I'm like, it's so funny. It works every fucking time. And people say that I write a lot, but I live with you. So I feel like I write at like a third of the pace that you write. Like, you write constantly and you always have new shit. And it's always so fucking funny and personal. And like you. And it, anyway, this is a real jerk off fest right now, what we're doing.
Yeah.
But
let's do something to dissuade it.
Yeah. Tell me something you hate about me.
I hate when you get in robot mode and you're like,
you know what?
Let's go.
I don't want to talk about this anymore. Let's talk about, Okay, this is what I wanted to do for this podcast was I came across this article about it was under coronavirus news, and it was how romantic relationships will change after the pandemic, and it's been medically reviewed. Okay, this has been a medically reviewed article, which I don't know what that means, but I'm going to get into it. Okay. Um, Good news for most couples. This is from verywellmind.com. The increased time together at home for couples has been perceived by and large as a plus during the pandemic. First of all, I don't know if that's true, right? I don't know that everybody has said, I have actually haven't heard one single person say it's been a great thing to spend a full year.
I think there was times when we had gotten to like slow down and just be regular people. And that was about 1 week where we were like, this is nice.
Yeah.
About 51 weeks later, I was like, I swear to God, I could live outside. Like I could live in the woods.
I'm going to the woods. I'm going down by the creek, and I'm gonna fashion a little tarp into a tiny little tent, and I'm gonna live in that little tent away from my wife. Okay, according to data compiled by the American Family Survey, which is not a popular survey, about 58% of participants said that because of the pandemic, they had increased appreciation for their partners. Almost half said that it helped deepen their commitments to their relationship. The divorce rate is lower too. This is really interesting because it's from the census data. Okay, not only have divorce filings declined in some states, but even if rates jump a bit right after COVID-19, the drop in the divorce rate is expected to continue. In fact, the overall decline in divorce appears to be a consistent trend. So, missing your significant other after extended time together may become an issue. And this is where we're at right now because I haven't seen you in how long?
11 days.
11 days. But before that, even, it was like you were on the road for.
I think I've been home 5 days this month.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I've seen you 5 out of, I don't know, 30 days.
Right. Missing your significant other after extended time together may become an issue. A new couple who quarantine together, for example, might find it difficult to readjust to not seeing each other every minute of every day, especially if one moves back out. But most would agree that it isn't the most difficult of challenges to contend with. So I feel like we talked about this during the pandemic. I remember saying to you, like, I'm a little worried about how we're going to adjust to just the pace of life and not seeing each other as much. But so far, I really feel like it's been a good thing. I don't know about you. I mean, I'm not the one who's on the road, so it's a little bit harder to, it's not quite as lonely.
I liked it at first, like I liked like a week. A week is nice when we've been together for months, but 3 weeks, a month, it gets a little like, it feels like we're like at war or I'm in space, and like we both kind of like accept the distance, and we're kind of like, well, we may never see each other again. Like we kind of like, I think we like kind of compartmentalize it, and then it's like, then it feels a little like too distant. And I miss you, and I'm horny, and
yeah,
there's only so many step sibling videos on the internet that can kind of subside.
Yeah,
I don't know the word, before I
satisfy?
need my
Satisfy you?
satisfy. Yeah. And no, I mean, I just like, I'm over it. I want to like unpack my bag. I want to like sleep in bed. I want to do like, boring shit. And also like, I'm going to get back tomorrow, and then on Thursday you go on the road. So it's like, What the fuck? What have we done to ourselves?
I know. It's really hard. I feel like we need to, we'll get better at it. I think once because it's only been back to normal for a certain amount of time. I mean, since when? Early this summer?
June.
And really, like, road stuff didn't pick up until July. So it feels like we really have to just get used to what this is and how we're going to do it, you know?
Yeah, I don't want to do it anymore. I want to, well, I don't want to be
I think I'm going to quit.
No, but I just want to get a writing job and just like be, or like do something for a couple months, because it's like, I spent so much time getting ready for this that now I'm kind of in that, like, I can be in New York, I can do comedy at night and do something else during the day. Because I don't know. I've been doing comedy a long time. It's like, what I realized is it's not, for the longest time, I was like, it's so hard. It's so hard. And then it was like, no, I actually like, it's pretty easy after this much time to kind of like, and I'm not saying like, it's easy to be great. That's not what I'm saying. I'm not saying like, I got this, but it's like, I got this enough that like, when it's go time, I can deliver. And, you know, it's like, I think one thing is like that I never go like, I never say things like that. I never feel things like that. Like, oh, I got this. Like, you know, because it feels like somehow like brash or something. But it's like I am somebody that thrives with a little bit of a, you know, normal life.
Yeah.
You know,
little routine,
like, you know, creature comforts, little pantry.
Sorry, I'm allergic to your confidence.
My Sunday stories. I really need my Sunday stories back.
Yeah, I know. I will say that being home without you here, it does feel like this apartment feels huge. It feels so empty. And every time something bad happens, like there was a leak yesterday, a fucking pipe burst in the apartment above us, and there was like water coming down. And I texted you and I was like, it's no big deal. It's just like a leak. It was a big deal. There was chaos, just so you know.
It looked bad. I didn't
want to tell you because I was like, I know he's doing his album and I was like, I don't want to make a big deal out of it. But yeah, it was pure chaos. And I was like, where is he? Like, it's just like, I was so upset. But then the electrician came and he had a New York accent and he weighed about 300 pounds and I felt safe again.
Good.
Yeah.
Well, now that we've gushed about each other and explored our love, do you want to insult me really quick or just kind of say something to kind of like
your hair's in a weird place.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, I'll just real quick. It just looks, is it growing in? It's not growing in.
I mean, it's growing in, but it's not anywhere near like I can't, you know, I will not be swimming on camera for months. And that's okay. Like it is.
Well, that's okay. Cause swimming on camera is, you know, not part of your job at all.
Well, actually,
unless you have a job on the side that
I did get a job. I'm one of the new mermaids at Atlantis in the Bahamas. Yeah. So I will be the house MC at the Comedy Zone, Nassau. And then I'm also at the Atlantis and I'm just, you know, I'm having fun.
That's amazing. Wow. Yeah. Let's get you a writing job. This isn't gonna do for me. My husband's a mermaid at Atlantis.
Merman, thank you.
Sorry.
Do you want to do some bad advice?
Yeah, I do. Do you want to do some bad advice?
Yeah.
You want to run? You want to run the show, Mister? You want to introduce new segments like that?
All right. I'm gonna go into this. We got some bad advice from Sarah.
Okay. Sorry, I didn't mean to.
I just thought it was fun to ignore your attack on me.
Yeah.
My dream is to be a dog mom, but I can't get one because I work as a flight attendant and often I'm gone for days at a time. Any advice or sneaky ways to get people to take responsibility for my dog while I'm gone? Solving this would really help me go ahead with my plan. Well, Sarah, I got one solution. You move into 340 East 22nd Street, the fifth floor. And if you just neglect your dog all the time, your neighbor will take care of your dogs. Your neighbor will just take on all the responsibilities of you being a dog parent. And
Yeah.
that's
Her name's
one
Joanne.
solution. Yeah, she's great. So if there's
She's
any
a lot.
availability there, she's a lot. She's a great a lot, but she's a lot.
Yeah.
Definitely. You can also leave them
move.
at daycare and just keep on making excuses for why your credit card's not working. And then be like, oh my God, I'm going to solve this right now. I swear to God, I am so embarrassed. And then just switch daycares, you know?
The
So
other
that's
thing
another
is
option.
there is a style of dog parenting that is that's like, let me see how it's like a survival kind of parenting. It's called survival parenting. You let them just do things on their own, you know, and if they you can get 2 dogs, and that way if they run out of food, one of them can eat the other. And by the time you get home, you know who the stronger one is.
Yeah. Another option is you get a very large Iberico ham. It's a tough meat. It's hard. It's dried, so it doesn't need to be refrigerated. And the potty training is kind of like up to you as far as where the dogs will pee and poop while you're gone. But if you leave a big enough bucket of water and a big piece of Iberico ham, they should be fine for the length of your flight. So
yeah,
that's only like a $350 a week investment. It's not that bad. So just up to you.
That's a great idea. I second that. We have a second bad advice question. Hi, Andy and Rosebud. My wedding is this weekend. I need some bad advice to bring the wow factor for our honeymoon. Did we already answer this?
I don't think so.
I feel like we did. I feel like we answered this on the Patreon episode. Hold on. Sorry. Oh, by the way, we got a message from Bill. He said, Andy, you killed it at Comedy Works. Thanks for coming to town. And sorry to spam the podcast number. Bill, don't worry about it.
Thanks,
Proud
Bill.
of you. God, we've been really nice to each other.
Don't worry, we'll do something.
Yeah, this is really off-brand for us. I think it's...
You guys, the other day, Rosebud didn't acknowledge us, but the other day, like 4 minutes before her special was about to air, I tried to ask her to get a screenshot of a receipt for me. She didn't.
Yeah, he was in
joke.
the comments. He was in the comments section of my special. Like I had to host the live premiere chat, and Andy was in the comments asking me for our insurance PIN number over and over again, and then saying, "This isn't funny. This is just offensive."
Well, Olga had a point. Justice for Olga.
Fucking cracked me up. I loved it. Okay, there was another question from somebody asking, I'm thinking of moving to New York. What's the best borough to move to if you're not moving for work?
Bad advice, Staten Island. Move to Staten Island, move to the South End. You'll live with cops and retired firefighters. It's a great time. It's like living in a racist Mayberry. It's beautiful.
Honestly, it's like living in an Applebee's. Yeah.
It's like living in an Applebee's where the servers are allowed to say racist things. Yell them, really.
I mean, let's ask ourselves this. Are they not allowed to say racist things in an Applebee's?
I've actually never seen anything to prove otherwise. So I can't say that for sure.
Exactly.
You make a really, really solid point.
Yeah. So yeah, Staten Island's a great option if you're not moving for work. And another option is just any borough, but the street, because that is where you'll end up if you don't have work here.
Corona,
unfortunately, New York is set up for the wealthy, like billionaires, or for people with literally zero money. But the quality of life is worse than anywhere else in America.
Yeah. I mean, I think a good option is right down by JFK. I think that's a great place to live.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm vaping again.
I know. What flavor do you have there?
It's cotton candy, and it made it through the wash.
That's my favorite flavor. So I'm proud of you.
It came back in our laundry, and they just put it next to our socks, and I'm smoking it. I'm pretty sure it has Tide in it, and I'm just
You're vaping Tide Pods.
Yeah. Yep. 100%. Oh my God, Michael Che had the funniest fucking joke in his hour about like eating Tide Pods, and I don't want to repeat it because he's putting it in a special. I think so. I don't want to repeat it, but it's fucking great. He's gonna have a great special. Anyway, guys, I think that's it for today, right?
That's it. Yeah.
Are we gonna wrap it up?
Yeah, let's wrap it up. Do you want to plug your dates this weekend?
Do I want to plug my dates? Yes. I'm going to be in Grand Rapids from August 26th through August 28th. And then Andy and I are both going to be at High Plains Comedy Festival in Denver, September 17th and 18th. So you can get tickets to that. And
I'll be at, I will be at in Portsmouth. I'll be in Manchester, New Hampshire, the 8th at Shaskeen Pub, the 9th at the Word Cafe, and the 11th, 9/11, never forget, 20th year anniversary in Portland, Maine. So those are all happening.
Great. And if you haven't already, please go check out my special, you guys. You can go to www.standup.com/Rosebud and you can stream it there. You can also just go to YouTube and search Rosebud Baker Whiskey Fists. You can find it that way. And please tell your friends about it. Tell everybody you know about it. And tell them about the podcast too. We love you guys. You've kept us alive during the pandemic.
If you're not a patron, think about, chucking over that one grande coffee a month, our direction.
Yeah. Throw us $5.
Throw it at us.
We're going to wipe our butts with it.
$5 coins. Throw a $5 coin at my face.
I think people would pay $5 just to do that.
I'm in. I got a strong face.
All right, you guys, thanks again for tuning in. We'll talk to you next week. Bye.
Bye.